How's it going, everyone? Pop-Tart here. Welcome back to the Aeroteam channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build the Bombardier CRJ-900 in 1.5:1 scale. The CRJ-900 is a high-capacity regional jet, first flown in 2001. It primarily operates in North America with Delta Connection, Air Canada Express, and American Eagle, and throughout Europe with Lufthansa CityLine and SAS. So, as I mentioned, this build is in 1.5:1 scale, meaning that every 1 meter in real life is equivalent to 1.5 blocks exactly. If you are building an airport project or something in this scale, this will be perfectly to scale with all of our other 1.5:1 aircraft on the channel. If you're interested, we also have a tutorial on the CRJ-900 in 1:1 scale on the channel from several years back if you've got a project in that scale instead. There's a card up on screen for it now. Now, before we get started, as always, this build does make use of our very own custom Aeroteam texture pack. A download link to the latest version of this pack can be found in the description below if you don't have it already. Now, if you are stuck using the default pack, if you're following along on console or something, I will always do my best to show you how to go about building this in default, but please keep in mind that I highly recommend using the Aeroteam pack instead if you can, as it'll look much better. Anyways, with that all out of the way, let's get going on the tutorial. Alright, so first things first, here's some dimensions for you to help you figure out where you want to put this. This aircraft is 54 blocks long, 37 blocks wide, and 11 blocks tall. So just keep that all in mind as you're getting started. Now, as for materials, here in the Aeroteam pack we're using the wool texture, coupled with the purple stairs and slabs for the smooth and shiny white color for the aircraft. If you're building in default, you'll probably want to use quartz as an alternative instead, so just use that whenever I'm building. Now, for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll be referring to these as the wool stairs and slabs, but again, that's the purple stairs and slabs here in the Aeroteam texture pack. So, with that all out of the way, let's get going on layers 1 and 2. So, for our first set of layers here, we have layers 1 and 2. Now, if you are building this landed on the ground, as I am here, you'll be wanting to start this 2 blocks off the ground, with a 1 block space in between. If you're building this in flight, you can just start wherever you'd like, but please do keep in mind that 1 block gap, otherwise if you are building it on the ground here. So to get started here, we'll be first placing a wool top slab, right here at the front. We'll be following this with 2 quartz top slabs going back. This will be for the gear doors at the nose of the aircraft here. Now, if you're already building the aircraft fuselage out of quartz, you can either use something like cobblestone slabs, or perhaps a smooth, or polished diorite slab, rather, to accent it, these details out from the fuselage of the aircraft here. But in the Aeroteam pack, since we're already using wool, we use quartz as an accent detail here. So, now that we have those 2 quartz slabs going back here, we're going to place 5 more wool top slabs going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll follow this with an upside-down wool stair facing backwards for our first antenna on the underside of the aircraft. Next, out to either side of this, these 2 quartz top slabs here, we'll be placing a wool top slab at the front here. This should be 1 block back from the center layer, and we'll bring this back in line with that wool upside-down stair. Next, going back from that upside-down stair there, we'll have 3 wool top slabs going back, 1, 2, and 3, and we'll box this off to either side. Now on the left side only here, we have 2 more quartz top slabs. This will be for the first of 2 cargo doors at the front of the aircraft here, or the forward fuselage, that is. And then we'll fill in the right side there with a 2x2 box of the wool top slabs. Next in the center here, we have a full block of white wool for an antenna, or another antenna rather, on the underside of the aircraft there. Wool top slab out to either side, and then a row of 3 wool top slabs behind. Next, we'll again be placing 2 quartz top slabs on the left side only right there for the second cargo door right there, and then fill in the rest with the wool top slabs there. Now we're going to place wool top slabs on the outer blocks right there, leaving the center space intact, and in that space we'll place an upside-down stair facing forwards, just like that. And then place a row of 3 full blocks off right there. And this will start off the wing box here on the belly of the aircraft. Next, another row of 3 wool blocks there, with a wool top slab out to either side. And then a row of 5 wool blocks across the center there. This row of 5 here will be repeated twice more, so we have a 3x5 box, just like that. Then we're going to place 1 block out to either side right there, on the outer blocks there, with a wool top slab coming down a layer right here, as a row of 3 in the center, like this. Next, going back here, we'll have a row of 5 of the wool top slabs, with a wool block on top of the outer 2 blocks right there. Then a second row of 5 going back right here, and again, block out to either side to close that off. Next, we'll just place a single wool top slab in the center right there, and out to either side we're going to have a nether brick top slab, just like this. This is for the exposed wheel rims here when the landing gear is retracted. Next, another wool top slab out to either side there, and a wool block on top. 2 more rows of 5 of the wool top slabs there. Again, close that off on the outer blocks there with the wool full block. And then a row of 3 across in the center there, and a block out to either side. Now we have a row of 5 of the wool full blocks right there, with a row of 3 in the center next, with a wool top slab out to either side of that. Then a single wool block in the center right there, with a wool upside down stair out to either side, and then a wool top slab out to either side, like this, to finish off the wing box there. Next, we have a row of 3 wool top slab in the center right there, second row of 3 of the top slabs, and an upside down stair facing forwards this time, like this, for another antenna on the underside right here. Wool top slab out to either side, then a row of 3 of the wool top slabs there, and finally an upside down wool stair facing backwards for one last antenna right there. That will finish off layers 1 and 2. Alright, so for layer 3 here, we're first going to place a solid block of white wool on top of that forwardmost top slab right there from the previous layer. Now we're going to start using some world edit tricks. So for the shaping of the nose here, we're going to place 3 temporary blocks out to either side of that wool block right there. Then we're going to grab the snow layers here. We'll place a set of 7 snow layers just anywhere on the ground here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to grab a stick here, or any item you'd like to use, type the command /repl0 to switch this over to the replace tool. And what we can do with this now is select that set of 7 snow there by left-clicking on it, and then paste over those 3 temporary blocks by right-clicking with it. Now, if you don't have access to World Edit, if you're not building this on PC, or if you're building in survival or whatever, these World Edit tricks throughout the aircraft here aren't too big of a deal at all. They just slightly improve the accuracy of the build here, in this case by making the nose angle a little bit sharper. So without World Edit, you can definitely just leave these here as just 3 solid blocks of white wool there. But if you do have access to World Edit, that does make it a little bit nicer, so I do highly suggest using that. So, now that we have that in place, we're next going to be placing 3 blocks of white wool going back. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3 right there on either side. Then we're going to grab a tripwire hook and place that out to either side of that forwardmost block right there. This will start off the pitot tubes on the nose of the aircraft. Next, we're going to grab a jungle button and place that out to either side of the rearmost blocks right there. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a white wool texture on the button. Just use a birch button in default, but this is what we have going on here. Next, we'll grab a birch trapdoor. Again, this is a white wool texture in the Aeroteam pack here. Again, just use birch in default, but yeah, so white wool block going back from those rows of 3 there to make that a set of 4 now, and with a birch trapdoor on the top half going out to either side from that. Next, we'll place a quartz top slab going back on the left side right there, with a wool top slab going back on the right, and then a quartz top slab behind that. This is for the slightly staggered door placement here, but these will be starting off the forward doors on the aircraft. Now, towards the inside here, from this forwardmost door, or the forward left door rather, we'll place a full block of quartz right there. On the right side, we'll place a full block of wool. And then going back from this, we're going to grab a diorite slab and place this on the inside of that quartz top slab right there, going down just to fill that in there. Now in the Aeroteam pack here, as you can see, this is a dark brick texture. In default, you can use stone bricks as an alternative. And then on the left side here, we'll just place 2 more blocks of wool going back, with 2 wool top slabs out to the side there. And then a full block of wool on the right there, with 1 more wool top slab going back there. Now going back from this here, we'll be placing 12 half slabs going back from these wool full blocks here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And same thing on the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 there. Then 12 top slabs out to either side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Next, we're going to use World Edit to add in another little detail here. So we're going to grab the jungle buttons again, and now out to this second wool top slab going back here. Not of the 12, but as the from the whole set right here, 2 blocks back from the forward door there. So the first, skipping the first that is, out to the side of the second block right there, we'll place a temporary block with a jungle button on the side. Grab your replace tool, select that, and paste over the temporary block right there. And this is for, I'm pretty sure it's either a static port or a door light on the side of the aircraft. I can't quite tell which it is, but it's there. So that's out to the left side right there. And on the right side, it's not going to be in line with it because the doors are staggered here, but we are going to again skip one block and out to the side of the second block there. Temporary block, jundle button, select, and paste, like so. And that'll do it for that. So, now going back here, from these top slabs, we're going to place 4 blocks of wool going back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. Then grab a torch here, and out to the side of this forwardmost one right here, we'll place a torch on the outside right there. This is for the wing light here, illuminating the leading edge of the wing. In default, if you don't have this wall lamp custom model here, you can definitely just use a stone button in its place to represent the same detail. But here in the Aeroteam pack, that both looks cool and also provides light illumination. So that's what we have going on there. Next, we're going to grab the block of quartz and place 1 block of quartz going back from that row of 4 wool right there. This will be starting off the overwing exit doors right here. Then, block of wool going back, and out to either side of this we have a jundle button right here. Then a second block of quartz going back for the second overwing exit there. Then we have 6 blocks of wool going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. And out to either side of that forwardmost block there, of the 6, we have another jundle button, like so. Next, place an upside down wool stair going back from that row of 6 there, and then 3 wool top slabs back from that. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Coming towards the inside of that wool stair there, to close this off, we'll place 4 wool blocks going back on the left side only here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is because we'll now be putting in the aft cargo door right here. So, 2 blocks of quartz going back there, and a quartz top slab out from the forward block right there. That'll start that off. On the right side here, it's going to be 6 blocks of wool going back here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then just a fourth wool top slab back from that there. So it should look just like this. Next, going back from this here, we'll place a row of 3 wool across the center right there. Second row of 3 going back, and then just 1 in the center there. Wool top slab out to either side, row of 3 across, and then 1 in the center. Now out to the side of these 2 wool top slabs here, we're going to place 2 wool half slabs going out just like this. 1 and 2 there, and 1 and 2 there. And going back from this now, we have 2 wool top slabs like this. And this will be the aerodynamic strakes on the rear fuselage right there. And that is everything for layer 3. Alright, so for layer 4 here, we'll first start off with a wool half slab on top of the white wool from the previous layer there. Next we'll place a block of black wool going back from that, with a wool half slab out to either side. Next, we're going to grab the light blue glazed terracotta. In the Aeroteam texture pack, this is a utility texture with a white wool slab on the bottom half and a black wool slab on the top half. So it's on one of the 4 rotations, so keep rotating it around until you find the right one. There it is. For me, it's facing down the aircraft here, like this. This is what it should look like. So we're going to place 2 of these going back from the wool half slabs here. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Like this. This is because in 1.5:1 scale here, the cockpit glass falls between block layers here, so we have to use a top slab and a bottom half slab in order to represent it. Now in default, instead, if you don't have this utility, just use black wool instead. It'll look a little bit thicker, but it won't be too far off, so that's an alternative you can use. This does look much nicer, so that's what we're using here. Next, out to either side of the forwardmost one right here of the 2, we'll place a tripwire hook, just like this. That'll finish off the pitot tube detailing on the outside of the nose there. Next, diagonally out to the sides right here, on top of this wool trapdoor, we'll place a single block of wool on the left side there, and 2 blocks of wool going back on the right. Grab your blocks of quartz again, we'll place a single block of quartz there on the left, and 1 more on the right there to build up those forward doors. And then on the left here, just 1 more block of wool to bring that flush. Now it's time to put in the windows of the aircraft here. So on the CRJ-900, the window spacing is a little bit wider. So for the pattern here that we're going to be following, we'll be using stairs to represent the windows here. So we're first going to place a regular stair rather, facing forwards, just like this. And then another regular stair facing backwards, like this. So it's a 1/2 block space between for the windows there, with 1 block spacing between the windows, like this. And then a block of wool, a full block that is, back from that there. And this set of 3 blocks is the pattern we'll be placing here for those windows. So this repeats a total of 5 times here on both sides at the forward fuselage. So we already have 1 here on the left. So it'll be forward, backward, full block. That's 2. 3, oops, there we go, 3, 4, and 5, like so. And the same thing on the right here. So again, stair facing forwards, stair facing backwards, and a full block of wool there. That's 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, and 5, like so. Now that we have this here, we have just one stair facing forwards on either side, with a full block of wool behind it this time for the spacing for the overwing exits. Then we'll grab a quartz stair. We have a quartz stair facing forwards, like so, wool block behind, and another quartz stair facing forwards right there for the window and the overwing exits. Then a wool stair facing backwards, and a full block of wool right there. Next we'll place our window pattern again, twice more going back. So that's stair facing forwards, backwards, wool block, that's 1, forwards, backwards, wool block, that's 2. Same thing on the right, 1, and 2. Now that we have that, on the left side only, it's going to be one more stair facing forwards, followed by a solid block of wool there, and then 2 quartz full blocks there to finish off that aft cargo door. On the right side, it's just going to be 4 blocks of wool going back, in addition to this one, making a row of 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. So in the most popular interior configuration, which is also the one we're using here, the rear right window here is actually blocked off. So there is a bit of window asymmetry with that, and that's what's going on there. Next, we'll be placing a wool upside-down stair going back, and then a block of wool in towards the center to block that off. Now from this we have 4 more blocks of wool going back, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, making that a row of 5 in total, with a wool upside-down stair behind that. 1 more in the center, bring that 1 more block backwards right there. Then we're going to grab a lever, place that on the underside of the forwardmost block right there, for another antenna on the underside. Then we'll grab an acacia button here. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a black texture. In default, you can use a blackstone button. And out to either side of the upside-down stair here, we're going to place a temporary block, acacia button, select that, and paste over like so. Select and paste. This detail here represents a vent on the rear fuselage, but again, if you don't have access to world edit, it's not too crucial, but that's what we're doing there. So then, back from the wool block here, we have a wool top slab, and then a cobblestone top slab right there to start off the APU exhaust. And now that we have that, that is everything for layer 4. Alright, so for layer 5 here, we'll be placing a nether brick half slab on top of that black wool from the previous layer right there. Then we have a quartz top slab this time, going back from that right there. This is for the emergency escape hatch on the roof of the aircraft right there. Then we have a nether brick slab out to either side right there. And then we'll grab that light blue glazed terracotta again. And this time we'll be looking for the rotation with the black wool slab on the bottom half and the white slab on the top half there. Just like that. And again, in default you can just use a black wool full block instead, but that's what we have going on there. Then 1 more block of white wool going back from that with a, if I can find it there, inventory is getting progressively more messy, birch trapdoor out to either side. And then on the left side here, we have a quartz half slab with a quartz top slab in towards the center. On the right side here, it's going to be a wool half slab with a wool top slab in towards the center, and a quartz half slab there on top of that quartz block, quartz top slab in towards the center. That'll finish off both of the forward doors right there. And then next we'll be grabbing our white slabs. From the left side here, we have 33 white half slabs going back from the half slab right here on the outside block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. And then just 30 top slabs going back from the center right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Right there. Now that half slab on the outer block right there should land exactly on top of that last block of the aft cargo door right there, just to make sure that that's all lining up correctly. And on the right side here, because that spacing is different with the staggered doors right there, we have 32 blocks this time going back with the half slabs on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. And then 29 half slabs going back from the center right here. Again, 3 less than the outside layer right there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29 right there. And that should land flush with the left side. Going back from this now, we're going to place 3 full blocks going back from both of those top slab layers right there. Then a row of 3 across the center right there. This is going to go back for a total of 4 of this, making a 4x3 box right there. So that's 4 rows. Then 4 blocks going back from the center here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going back from that exposed wool block right there, we have a wool stair and a wool half slab going back right there. Stair and half slab. And then in the center right there, going back, we have 2 blocks of cobblestone going back right there for the, or to finish off the APU exhaust cone. And then we're going to grab a stone button right here and place that going back from that cobblestone right there to finish that off. That is everything for layer 5. Alright, so for our final layer of the fuselage, we have layer 6. To start off with here, we're going to place a wool half slab going back from that quartz top slab right there. So this should be in between each of these 3 blocks, just like this. We're going to make this a row of 4 going back, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, we're going to place a wool stair going forwards, or facing forwards rather, from that right there, followed by 8 half slabs going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then another wool stair facing forwards right there for another antenna on the top. And then 22 half slabs going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And that should just cover up that last exposed block right there. Then out to either side, we're going to skip this first half slab, and then place 34 half slabs going back from each side right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. And if you don't want to count the right side, that should be just 1 block short of the last block right there. So, just bring that all the way back. Like this. And with that, that is layer 6 complete, and the fuselage is done. So, next up here we have the vertical stabilizer. For this, we're going to come down to the APU exhaust right here, these 2 cobblestone blocks right here. From the forwardmost one, we're going to place 2 blocks of wool going up right here. Wool top slab back from this, with a wool block up like this. Next, come back here, we have 2 blocks of wool going up, like so, with 2 wool top slabs back from the upper block right there. Next, 2 half slabs on top of those 2 top slabs there. Then 3 blocks of wool going forwards, 1, 2, and 3, and a wool half slabs forwards from that there. Block of wool going down, then another block of wool coming down right there, then 1 more below that. Next, we're going to place a birch trapdoor out to either side right there, on the top half of that block, or again, iron trapdoor in default. Then 1 block forwards from that temporary block right there. Then 1 more down at an angle, and lastly 1 more down right there. And then from this we're going to place an upside down wool stair facing forwards right here. This is for the APU air intake coming out here in the front of the vertical stabilizer. And to finish off this detail, if you do have World Edit, you can grab your black buttons again, select, and paste over like so, just to have that little detail adding to that there. So with that, that's the shape of the vertical stabilizer done. Now all we have left to do is just fill this in with white wool. And that is the vertical stabilizer. Alright, so for the horizontal stabilizers, we're going to first come to this row of 3 wool here at the top of the vertical stabilizer. From this forwardmost block, we're going to drop down to the block immediately below that, and this is the block we're going to be starting from here. So we're first going to place a cobblestone top slab out to the side, just like this. Then we're going to place 1 more going out right there. And then we have, out at an angle, a cobblestone stair upside down facing in towards the center. Its placement should look just like that. Next we have a cobblestone half slab directly out to the side there. Then 1 more coming out. And then switching over to the smooth stone slabs, we have a smooth stone slab coming out right there. Then 1 more immediately behind that. Now coming back in towards the center here, we have a stone brick half slab coming in towards the center there. Then 2 more in towards the center. Then 2 more in towards the center and up a half slab layer this time. So these are top slabs now, just like that. And that should connect up with there with that forwardmost of the 2 wool top slabs from the vertical stabilizer, just like this. Now to fill this in, we're going to switch to the smooth stone slabs here. We're going to fill in this top layer right here with the smooth stone top slabs right in there. And then for this bottom layer here, we have a smooth stone half slab in there, and then 2 more coming out just like that. That'll finish off the horizontal stabilizer. So now I just repeat the same process on the right side in mirror fashion. So that row of 3 there, drop down 1, starting from this block, we have a double stone top slab, 1 more top slab right there, and then a upside down stair facing in towards the center right there. Half slab directly out to the side, then 1 more coming out at an angle. Smooth stone top slab, or half slab rather, coming out at an angle right there. 1 more towards the rear. Stone brick slab coming in towards the center from that. Then 2 stone brick slabs there. And then 2 stone brick top slabs this time, up a half slab layer in towards the center, just like that. And then fill it in with the smooth stone slabs, just as we did on the left side. So, half slab there, 2 half slabs there, and then 3 top slabs in there to fill that in. And that is everything for the horizontal stabilizers. Alright, so next up we have the wings. So we're first going to be building the wing root right here to work out from. So coming down to the wing bots here, where we have this top slab on the outermost layer right there with the wool blocks behind. Skipping this first wool block, we're going to place a cobblestone full block out to the side of the second wool block right there. Next, place a torch on the front of that right there for the landing lights embedded in the wing root there. Next, with the smooth stone slabs, now we have 5 smooth stone half slabs going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, we'll switch over to the stone brick slabs. We have a single stone brick half slab right there to start off the inboard flaps. Then going forwards from this here, skipping that first smooth stone half slab right there, we have 2 smooth stone top slabs right there to make those into full blocks. Then we're going to switch over to the gentle trapdoor and place 2 of those going forwards right there to finish off that little bit of rounding. Now, in the Aeroteam pack, this is a smooth stone trapdoor texture. In default, you'll probably want to use an iron trapdoor instead, and then just make those half slabs instead so you can't see through that. But that's what we have going on there for the wing root. Now going out from this here with the leading edge outline, from this cobblestone full block here, going back, we're going to place 1 cobblestone full block coming out to the side right there, with a cobblestone top slab directly out to the side. 1 more cobblestone top slab going out here. Then we have 2 cobblestone top slabs coming out. Another 2 cobblestone top slabs out right there. Then up a half slab layer, 1 cobblestone half slab coming out right here. Then 2 cobblestone half slabs coming out. And then a second set of 2 cobblestone half slabs out right there. Now we're going to switch over to the polished granite slab, and we have a polished granite half slab right there. Now in the Aeroteam pack, this is a solid red texture, and this is for the red nav light on the left wingtip right here. In default, you'll probably want to use bricks instead for that red coloration, but this is what we're using here, the Aeroteam pack. Again, that's the polished granite slab. Next, for the trailing edge, we'll place a smooth stone half slab coming out right there, then 1 more directly towards the center, then a stone brick half slab right there. Then we have 2 stone brick half slabs in towards the center. Then we're going to grab blue concrete, and this is a temporary block for marking out the flap track fairings for us later, but we're going to place 1 going down from that there, and then 1 more towards the rear. We'll be coming back to these later. Anyways, from that set of 2 half slabs right there, we have a top slab, down a half slab layer, directly in towards the center from that there. Then 2 blue concretes coming in towards the center from that there for the next 2 flap track fairings. Then in front of these 2 blue concretes there, we have 2 smooth stone top slabs, or not smooth stone rather, these are stone brick top slabs. Then a smooth stone slab towards the center right there. 1 more blue concrete temporary block, then a stone brick towards the center, or towards the front rather, and 1 more towards the center right there. Should look just like this. Next we're going to drop down a half slab layer here, and we have 2 smooth stone half slabs coming in directly towards the center there. That should connect up with that one for the wing root there to make a row of 3. So now we have the inboard flap section right here, as well as the outboard flaps and the aileron section right in there. So, with that all done, that is the outline complete. Next, for our layering here, we'll be starting with the top side. The CRJ's wing is a very flat wing, so we don't have a whole lot to go on here, but for our first layer here, we'll be starting from that smooth stone full block right there in the wing root. Coming out from this here, we have two smooth stone half slabs right there. Then coming up a layer here, we have this cobblestone half slab right there. Coming out from this here, in towards the center, we have one smooth stone half slab there. And then switching directions going back here, we have one smooth stone half slab going out there. That should connect up just like this, and that's all of the outlines complete. So, all that's left to do now is just to fill in the top face here, within the outlines, with the smooth stone slabs. Like this. And then the top layer right there. So with the top layering here, now we have the underside layering to complete. So on the underside right here, coming back from this cobblestone block for that first layer there, we have one half slab going out right there, and then out at an angle, 1, 2, and 3 slabs going back. That'll finish off the first layer, and since it is a little bit hidden away under this low wing here, I'm just going to jump ahead and fill that in like so. Next, going out right here, for our next layer up, we have this cobblestone slab right there, with the smooth stone slab behind it. That's back at an angle, 1 and 2 slabs going back there. And that is all the layering complete, so just fill in that single slab right there, and that is the wing shape done. So next up for the wings here, we'll be coming back to these temporary blocks I mentioned, and putting in the flap track fairings. So for our first flap track fairing, I actually, in my haste, forgot to put in this temporary block here. My apologies for that. Luckily, this technique is only really important on larger wings, so it's pretty easy to find the block we're still looking for, but my apologies again, that's my mistake. So, from this row 3 of the smooth stone, or rather stone brick half slabs right here, will be from this outermost one right here, placing a smooth stone top slab underneath it right there, with a jungle trapdoor going forwards from that right there. That's the innermost flap track fairing done right there. Now moving out to the next temporary block. This one right here, going forwards from this, we're actually going to knock out that stone brick top slab right there and replace it with an upside down stair facing towards the center with the stone brick stairs. Now forwards from this, we're going to switch over to the smooth sandstone stairs. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a smooth stone stair texture, just like this. In default, you can actually just continue using stone brick stairs, but that just kind of better preserves the outline of the flaps there with this smooth stone instead in the Aeroteam pack here. So that's another smooth stone stair facing in towards the center, forwards from that right there. Next, out to the next temporary block right here. From the innermost block, we'll place an upside down stair towards the center with the stone brick right there, and then one smooth sandstone stair, or smooth stone stair forwards from that right there, facing towards the outside. And then for the outer block right here, going forwards from this, we're going to place an upside down stair with the stone brick facing in towards the center, and this time a corner smooth stone stair facing forwards, just like that, to round it off a little bit more, just to kind of get that outward angle going with that there. And then for the last temporary block right here, we're going to knock out this forward block right there, and we'll replace it with an upside down stone brick stair facing towards the outside, with another smooth stone stair upside down facing forwards, again torted off just like so. And that's all of the flap track fairings complete. So we can now just go ahead and clear out those last temporary blocks, just like that. And that'll give us these 2 larger flap track fairings on the inboard flap section right here, and then 3 smaller flap track fairings on the inboard, or outboard flaps rather, right there, and nothing going on the ailerons. And that's all of the detailing complete. So the last thing left to do for us here on the left wing is to put in the winglet. So, from these 2 blocks here, we have the nav light there and the smooth stone block behind. Out to the side of the smooth stone block, we're going to be placing a wool stair facing forwards, like this. Next, we have an upside down wool stair facing to the outside of the aircraft, right here. Then out at an angle right here, a wool stair facing forwards from that upside down stair there. Upside down wool stair facing backwards, and a wool half slab on top. And that is everything for the wings. So, all that's left to do now for the wings is just to mirror this whole thing on over to the right-hand side of the aircraft. You can find a timestamp back to the start of the wing route in the video description below. But other than that, just get that all mirrored on over, and I will catch you once that's done. And this is what your finished wing should look like on the right side of the aircraft. Here's one last glance around just to make sure that everything is lining up correctly. You can pause if you'd need it. But other than that, there's just one last thing to change for this, and that is to switch out the red nav light on the right side here to its green counterpart for the right wingtip. So we'll knock out that half slab right there and replace it with a petrified oak slab. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a lime texture here for the bright green nav light right there. In default, you can use a dark prismarine instead to give that green color indication. But yeah, with that, that's the wings done. So, next up we have our two General Electric CF34 HC5 engines on the CRJ-900. So, for this, we'll be starting off with the pylon. These are rear-mounted engines on the CRJ family. So, starting on the outermost fuselage layer right here, for this rear block right here, this upside-down wool stair, we'll be placing a smoothstone full block on top of it, like this. Then we have two smoothstone half slabs going back right there. So, from the pylon now, from the smoothstone full block there, we'll be placing a wool block out to the side, then one more going out right there, and then two more on top to make that a 2x2 box, just like this. Next, we have another 2x2 box going forwards. Then we're going to make a 2x2 circle with stone brick stairs. So we have two upside-down stairs facing out facing away from each other, like this. Then two regular stairs on top of that, facing away from each other, like so. That'll make the intake right there. Then behind that, we're going to do the same thing with the wool stairs. So, circle just like that to kind of taper things off. Then we're going to place two cobblestone top slabs, going back from there with two half slabs on top. And then to finish off the exhaust, we have, let's see, we're going to grab the dark oak trapdoor here. In the Aeroteam pack, this is the same textures on the diorite, that kind of dark brick texture there. In default, use iron trapdoors as an alternative, but for this here, we're going to place one on the top half of the innermost block right there, going back from those two top slabs there. Then out to the side here, a bottom half one on the next block up, making an angle just like that to finish off the exhaust right there. That's all that is for the engine there. So we're just going to do the same thing on the right side of the aircraft. Smooth stone block right there, two more top slabs back for the pylon. Grab those blocks out ahead of time there. Next from the smooth stone full block there, two blocks out to the side, two more on top. Another 2x2 box going forwards. The stone brick circle there for the engine intake. Another circle here at the rear to taper off the engine itself. Then for the exhaust, two cobblestone top slabs, two cobblestone half slabs there, and to finish off the exhaust cone, dark oak trapdoor on the bottom half there on the inboard side, and a bottom half trapdoor on the top block on the outboard side. And that will finish off the engines, and the exterior of the CRJ-900 is complete. Alright, so next up here we have the interior. So just stepping onto the inside of the aircraft here, we're going to be starting from the left entry door right here as we work our way through the entrance area. So, from this quartz block right here, the bottommost block of that door there, we're going to first place a nether brick full block as a temporary block here, then place a birch door on it, facing on the front half of that block right there, for the flight deck door. Next, we're going to grab nether brick stairs, place nether brick stairs facing backwards, grab that with a replace tool, and paste over that black wool block right there. If you don't have World Edit, you can just leave it as a full block there, since you can't place doors on half slabs, but that just raises up the half slab layer floor height here up to be flush with that door, like so. So, next what we're going to do is grab a trapdoor. So we have a jungle trapdoor here, the smooth stone texture. We're going to place this on the quartz block right there, and close it against the front half of that block there. Then behind that here, on top of this wool block, we have an upside-down stone brick stair facing in towards the center right there, with a smooth stone full block behind that. And then we're just going to turn that wool top slab above there into a wool full block, like so. Now on the right side here, we're going to place a smooth stone full block on top of that wool block right there, in front of that right door. Then place turn that wool top slab on top there into a wool full block again, just to bring that flush up there. And then behind this right door now, we're going to place a smooth stone block there on top of that wool full block, and then again bring that wool full block flush there with the ceiling. Next, grab a blue banner, place that on the forward face of that smooth stone block right there. This is for the flight attendant jump seat on the right side there. And to finish off the detailing, just drop a stone button on the inboard side of that smooth stone block. And then for now, we can just place two nether brick half slabs right there in that space, just to bring that aisle marking down a little bit farther, and we'll get to the rest of that when we get to the cabin. First though, we're going to work our way forwards. So we're going to step through the flight deck door right there and finish off the flight deck up here. So what we're going to do for this here is grab light gray banners, and we're going to place a light gray banner on the forward face of that trapdoor and the smooth stone full block right there. This is kind of the best indication we can give of the pilot and co-pilot seats here in this tiny cramped scale. We don't have a lot of space to work with. So what we're going to do next now is place a diorite half slab in the center right there for the floor of the flight deck. In front of this, we're going to place a cobblestone top slab right there. And then in this space back here, we have a warped half slab right here, with a cobblestone half slab between those two light blue glazed terracottas there. So that warped slab right there will give kind of the light blue indication. Oops, sorry about that, that's the door glitching there. That'll give the light blue coloration of the main instrument panel displays right there in the center. Now, goodness, I'm sorry. If you are in default and have access to the default palette, warped slab is a little bit darker in default, so I'd recommend using instead probably the prismarine brick slabs would be the best bet there for that kind of light blue color there. And then the last thing to finish off the flight deck here is two jungle trapdoors in the roof space right there for the overhead panel. That's the flight deck finished off there. So we can just step right on out of the flight deck now and start work on the main cabin. So I'm going to throw away all those materials. First things first, let's bring back the nether brick slab center block right here. Again, this is for the black markings of the aisle markings down the center here. So we're just going to bring this all the way back. Probably just to right around there, actually. We can leave that be, and we'll get to finishing that off later. But coming back up to the front now, we're going to grab torches. We'll place two torches, or one torch each rather, on the rear face of these two smooth stone full blocks right there. Then we can throw that away. And now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So we're going to be putting our seats here, and since the floor level itself is actually on a half slab here, and is also visible to the outside, hence why we have that wool block visible there on these outer levels, covering that off. What we're going to do here is grab the light blue glazed terracotta and the nether brick stairs for the to start off the seat designs here. And for our seats, we're going to use the same trick we did up with the cockpit glass there. We're going to find the light blue glazed terracotta orientation with the black wool block on the top half and the white on the bottom half, which I believe was forward right down the aircraft here for my case at least. So we'll find that there. And skipping a block back from this first slab right there, the second slab, we're going to knock that out and place that terracotta in there. So that is going to preserve the white coloration on the outside of the aircraft here, but give us this black slab right there in the center, and on top of this we're going to place a nether brick upside down stair, like so. Now this is for our generic base interior right here. Seating configuration and coloration will of course vary by airline, but for the base aircraft here we're using a single class configuration with no first class, and black coloration for the seats right here. Now if you're in default, and again don't have the light blue glazed terracotta here, definitely just keep that as a white full block there. It won't look as great from the interior, but it'll definitely preserve the exterior coloration, and that's what's most important there. So we're just going to repeat this design on the right side here. So terracotta right there on the floor, and upside down nether brick stair facing forwards, like so. And this is going to repeat back for a total of 13 times on the right side, and 14 times on the left. Again, there is a little bit of asymmetry in the interior here. So, starting with the right side here, we have one seat already, and this will tile 13 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that we've reached this open space here, where we no longer have that half slab covering up the center of the aircraft here, we can switch over to the black wool full block, and place that instead as our base right there, just to make it nicer. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and here we have our wool again covering this up, so we'll be using the terracotta again, and 13 seats right there. Now on the left, that's a total of 14 seats. So we have one here already. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now we have our open space here, so with the black wool, it's the base now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, switching over to the terracotta again, 13, and on the left side here, one block further than the right, so that is, oops, wrong orientation, there we go, 14, like so. That's all of these seats in place now. So what we can do is bring the netherbrick slabs back flush with that, just to round there or so for now. And then we'll grab the diorite slabs. Now we can't change the floor coloration where we have these wool half slabs, right, because that's showing from the outside. But again, we did have the center space here in the wing box where that isn't covered up for the outside. So in these empty gaps here, we can use the diorite slabs, or again, stonebrick slabs in default, to give the floor here a gray coloration outside of the aisle markings. So, diorite slabs all the way through there. And same thing on the left side. Like so. Just a couple more of these left. And that's the front there where it's all that white slabs. Also might be a good idea to just check from the outside here and make sure there's no incorrect orientations of the terracotta showing from the outside. That's all good. That's just white showing through there. Very good. So now what we're going to do is head to the back here and put in the aft lavatory. So, on top of these two white blocks right here, we're going to place two smooth stone full blocks right there, and then close these two purple or wool top slabs into wool half slabs, bringing that flush right there. Next, grab the gentle trapdoors, place two smooth stone trapdoors against the inside faces of those two forwardmost blocks right there. And then we're going to turn this netherbrick half slab right here into a full block, using the same trick that we did for the flight deck door up there. Place a birch door against that for the lavatory door right there. And then using your replace tool, paste a half slab over that full block right there. And that'll trick that door into staying in place. Well, not on a solid block level. And again, you can leave that as a full block if you have to in the absence of world edit, but that trick makes it much nicer. Then to finish this off here, we're going to take this wool full block right here in between those two seats and turn it into a wool half slab, just give a bit more space in the interior right there. And then behind this here, we can, well, actually knock out this last netherbrick slab right there. Otherwise, if you hadn't built that out yet, just bring it in line with that last seat right there on the left side. And then to close all this off here, we'll now be putting in the aft cargo hold. So, first things first, let's grab the smooth stone stairs, which is again the smooth sandstone stairs in the Aeroteam pack here, or stone brick in default. We'll place one of these facing backwards, back from that netherbrick half slab right there, followed by two stone brick, or smooth stone rather, trapdoors going back right in there for the metal flooring in the cargo hold right here. Next, we're going to do some trickery. So we're going to place a temporary block on top of that stair right there. Then we're going to grab the dead tube coral fan here and place this on the face of that block right there. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a smooth stone vertical slab, like this. We can grab this with the replace tool and paste that over the temporary block, like so, to get this vertical slab in its place right there. Then we're going to place another one of those stairs upside down facing forwards this time, right up there. And then a vertical slab on the rear face of both of those blocks right there, both the seat and the smooth stone block. Like so. Now, again, if you're using default and don't have access to this, what you can do instead is just use full blocks right there in that area, but this gives a little bit more space that's more realistic to the actual proportions of the, or dimensions rather, of the real cargo hold. So, now that we have that, what we can do is head down here on the outside blocks here to taper this off a little bit more and give us some more space on the inside here. We're going to knock out these three wool blocks right there. We'll place a wool stair facing backwards, followed by a wool half slab there, and actually we'll leave that as a wool full block right there, because that one does show all the way to the outside. And the same thing on the left side here. So knocking out that full block, replacing it with a stair facing backwards, and then we'll place a quartz slab right there in the place of that full block to give that a little bit more tapering angle. On the top block row here of that block layer we're working with. We'll knock out those two, replace that with an upside down stair facing backwards, and then 1 and 2 will top slabs going back there, and then upside down stair facing backwards, and 1 and 2 top slabs going back. Now we can replace that full block right there with a wool half slab, like so, and that'll finish off that curvature for the outer layers right here. Now for the center block right here, what we're going to do is come to this wool full block right there, where we'll replace that with a wool half slab on the bottom half right there. Then, leaving this next wool full block as it is, we'll place another wool full block right on top of that second block back right there. Forwards from this here, we'll knock out those 2 wool full blocks in the ceiling there, replace those with 2 wool top slabs going back, and then fill that space up there in with 2 more wool top slabs. That will finish off the interior space here for the aft cargo hold, and with that, the entire interior of the CRJ-900 is complete. So, up next is the final part of the tutorial, building the extended landing gear. That means that if you are building this aircraft in flight with the landing gear retracted, then that is everything. You are done with this tutorial. Congratulations! Just skip on ahead to the outro for some important final bits of information. Otherwise, let's get going on the extended landing gear. Alright, so starting off with the nose gear here, we're going to come down to the nose of the aircraft, where we have this first layer here with the wool top slabs. We'll find these 2 quartz top slabs in this space right here. We'll be knocking out both of those top slabs and placing a cobblestone wall in the forward space of those 2 right there, like this. Up from this here, we'll place a cyan terracotta in that open space to close off the gap from the underside, and then place an upside down quartz stair facing backwards to close that off. That will represent the opened gear door on the rear face right there. For the rest of the gear doors, on the forward half of this, we can also place 2 birch trapdoors closed against the center wool top slab right there. And that gives the characteristic mustache look that the CRJ has with its nose gear doors opened right there. And to finish off the nose gear, we'll place a black concrete full block underneath that cobblestone wall right there for the wheel itself, with a stone button out to either side for the wheel rims. Then we'll come back to the wings here and work on the main landing gear. So, since this is such a low-to-the-ground aircraft, you are going to have to tunnel down a little ways to get to it. I'm just going to kind of float on to the underside here, since I'm using spectator mode. So where we have these 2 nether brick top slabs right here, that's for the exposed wheels when the landing gear is retracted in the underside. Since the landing gear is extended now, we'll be knocking that out. I'll start with just the left side here, and work on them one at a time. So we'll knock that out there, as well as the wool top slab out to the side there. We'll place a quartz top slab in place of that wool top slab right there, and then we'll place a jungle trapdoor to the outside of that block right there. We'll follow that with a black concrete full block right there for the gear itself, and then we're going to actually knock out that trapdoor right there on the inboard flap track fairing there. It's not too crucial the detail, and the stone button for the wheel well is much nicer to have there in that space. So with the wheel itself done now, the last thing left to do is just to fill in this exposed wheel well right here. So we're going to pop up into this space right here. We'll place a diorite half slab above, right here, below the floor level, leaving a half-blocked space between right here. We'll place a cobblestone half slab in the center block right there, then a diorite half slab forwards and backwards from that, just to fill that space in right there. That'll give the detailing for the wheel well right there. All that's left to do now is just to mirror this on over to the right side. So, we'll knock out that wheel right there, place your half slabs in there to fill in the wheel well. Then, heading out here, for the gear strut, we're going to knock out that wool top slab, replace it with a quartz top half slab right there, and a smooth stone top slab there, and then a black concrete for the wheel itself, with a stone button for the wheel rim. So with that, the landing gear is complete, and you are done with the CRJ-900. So, congratulations on completing the Bombardier CRJ-900. Thank you so much for choosing an Aeroteam design. We hope that you enjoyed building it, and we hope that you enjoy having it as a part of whatever project you are using this for. Do feel free to use this in any kind of publicly available project you'd like, given that you, of course, provide proper credit to the Aeroteam for these designs. So, if you have built this aircraft, let us know. We'd love to see how you're using our designs. A link to our Discord server is in the video description below. Feel free to drop on in and show us what you've done. If you enjoyed, please do consider subscribing to the Aeroteam channel to be the first to see our new aircraft when they come out. Make sure to have a look at the 1.5:1 scale playlist on our channel as well for more builds in the scale to see if there's anything else that catches your interest. Anyways, that is just about it. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.